side of life.
Hi, I'm Harry Marks, and this is Let's All Go to the Lobby, your introduction to the film you're about to watch. Our last film for Cult Classics Week is a personal favorite of mine. It stars Gregory Peck as Dr. Joseph Mengele, while Laurence Olivier plays the Nazi hunter hot on his trail. From 20th Century Fox, this is 1978's The Boys from Brazil. The Boys from Brazil is based on a 1976 novel of the same name by Ira Levin. Both Olivier and Peck seem like out-of-place choices for a film about a convoluted plot to clone Adolf Hitler, but surprisingly, they were eager to participate. Well, at least Peck was. He only chose to play Mengele because he'd wanted to work with Olivier, and Olivier only accepted the role of Lieberman because he needed the money. The actor was already 71 by this time, and he wanted to make sure he had enough saved to take care of his family for after he was gone. He started taking any well-paying role he could to keep his coffers full. Their co-star, James Mason, had actually wanted to play either of the two main leads, but his role of Nazi Colonel Edward Siebert was fleshed out to provide the veteran actor a bit more to work with. Despite its strange premise, The Boys from Brazil didn't hang its hat on the fiction aspect of its sci-fi plot. This was one of the first science fiction films to utilize a consultant to make sure the science was sound, at least enough to be believable within the world of the film. Derek Bromhall, a developmental biologist at Oxford University, was tapped to help with production. He was an expert in a cloning process known as nuclear transplantation, and the explanation he'd given to director Franklin Schaffner of how cloning was really performed in a lab was the same explanation given to Lieberman in the film. Unlike the novel, which was lauded by the New York Times for its, quote, appallingly inventive plot, this film adaptation was not as widely praised. For one, the concept of creating 94 potential Adolf Hitlers seemed too far-fetched, as did Peck's performance. His turn as Joseph Mengele was met negatively for being too over the top. Plus, he was playing against type. Viewers weren't comfortable seeing Atticus Finch as the Angel of Death. This rejection of his performance affected Peck after the film's release. He was quoted as saying, "Some critics seem unwilling to accept actors when they break what they think is the mold or the image." I personally love his performance in this film. Nobody chews the scenery like Gregory Peck, and as the kids say today, he leaves no crumbs. But despite the mixed reactions, The Boys from Brazil wound up with 3 Oscar nominations, including one for Best Actor, which went to Laurence Olivier. The last time he'd been nominated was 2 years earlier for his Best Supporting Actor role in Marathon Man, in which he played a Nazi doctor. The Boys from Brazil earned back its budget of $12 million over the course of its box office run, which made it a success. But it still tends to slip through the cracks when cinephiles bring up their favorite thrillers. And it's a shame, too, because it's a fun and gripping ride with one of the best casts ever assembled on screen. Starring Gregory Peck, Laurence Olivier, James Mason, Steve Guttenberg, Lily Palmer, and Denham Elliott of Indiana Jones fame, here's Franklin Schaffner's 1978 cult classic, The Boys from Brazil.